Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel and welcome to another great game from the Computer Chess Championship Season 14. We are having again this Blitz games, which are the test games for the top engines, then to proceed further in the CCC Season 14. But there is really this special match now going on between Leela C0, the computer version, against Stockfish, this NNUE version. It's this updatable neural network engine. And the roles are a little bit different because most of the times the Stockfish was the computer version, Leela C0 was this neural network based chess engine. So as I said, the roles are reversed, so it's really a funny thing, and I wanted to see how these engines will handle these new versions of them. The King's Gambit was played, so we can expect again a tactics festival here. It's really a great game. Stockfish, I think, is the only engine now these days that can handle the King's Gambit from White's perspective, because most of the times we saw that with black pieces, these engines managed to get out very easily out of the King's Gambit. But now you should really see this game. Stockfish plays really a brutal King's Gambit game. Let's check out the game. E4 by Stockfish, NNUE against Leela C0 with E5, this computer version. We have F4, E takes F4, the King's Gambit accepted, woohoo. So again, a tactics festival, as I said. So knight to F3, we have H5. I'm repeating myself sometimes a little bit, but my recommendation is to go into this most modern line with the move knight to F6. But okay, let's see how Leela C0 will handle this H5 line. We have D4, of course, the common idea to grab the center with this pawn central control, restricting this 4 centralized squares for the black pieces. We have G5 and now bishop to C4. So if you try G4 immediately, it's a mistake because we have knight to E5. You have to cover with knight to H6 and now bishop to F4. So most of the times when you play the King's Gambit from black's perspective, you don't want to lose this pawn without any compensation. So you see now white has 3 active pieces, has the pawn central control, so it's of course a favorable game here for white. So that's why H4 here played by Leela C0. Very interesting line. We want to have this 3 pawns advanced on the 4th rank. In the game, knight to C3 played by Stockfish and NNUE, and now we have D6, E5. So what to do here from black's perspective? Black is already challenged in the center. White has advanced now the pawn. We have really a dynamic position. Let's see the possible continuation. I've analyzed this idea if you try D takes E5. Again, we have the same problems, knight takes E5, knight to H6. Now we could play queen to H5. This is now even better, I believe, for white, because after queen to E7, we have knight to D5. What you could do here from black's perspective is to counterattack with the move bishop to G4, but it's a losing game here for black, because we have queen takes H6 and you lose simply a piece, because after knight takes E7, bishop takes E7, and you see the bishop is hanging. We have taken the knight, which was the protector of the G4 bishop. So that's why after the move E5 here, Leela C0 tried bishop to H6, but now castling simply by Stockfish. You see now how Stockfish builds up this activity with the pieces. In the game, knight to C6 was played, and now E6. Very tricky idea. When I put up this position after E6, the Stockfish engine that I use in order to analyze the game evaluates this move as a mistake, which is really incredible. The suggested move is E takes D6, with which black has to proceed with C takes D6. So queen takes D6 would be a mistake. So as I said, this was after C takes D6, the evaluation is about equal. But here, after potential queen takes D6, which wasn't played in the game, I wanted to see really just potential sidelines. Here there is a tricky idea, knight takes G5. Really great tactics here. After bishop takes knight to E4, the fork on the bishop and the queen has to protect, and after knight takes G5, queen takes, and now bishop takes F4. There are no good squares to go with the queen. Maybe queen to F6, you see, can be met with some discovered attacks, even bishop to E5. So you would be forced to play something like queen to G6, but now we can take bishop takes C7. Again, we have some dangerous attacks on the E file, so it's a losing game here for black. So that's why here, after, as I said, knight to C6 and E6 was played by Stockfish. Here, my Stockfish engine evaluates the position. It's better for black. because here Leela C0 simply takes. But what Stockfish has prepared here again are simply dynamic positions. Stockfish really creates dynamics out of nothing. Again, d5. Cracking the position, we have a knight to a5, attacking the bishop, but now bishop to d3. Here, the best way, I believe, for black is to proceed with the move knight to e7, because if white would be forced to play d takes e6, after bishop takes e6, white is slightly better here, but at least I think black has protected, at least for a while. A potential rook to e1 move isn't good here for white. It seems like a dangerous idea to open the e file, but here I think we can close the center with the move e5. It seems that black is trapped here with the knight with the move b4, but here is the tricky part. Black has the counterattack with the move g4. After knight takes h5, we have knight to c4. Okay, you can take a piece, but now bishop to h4. You're forced to cover with the pawn. After bishop takes h4, g takes h4, and rook takes h4, we have now a new position in which white's king is really endangered. We have now these three connected pawns, although up a piece, but white has serious troubles here. I'm not seeing a good way how to counterattack. So, as I said, after this move bishop to d3, I believe that knight to e7 is maybe the best way here to proceed. But as I said, it was a blitz game, 3+2, so maybe Leela C0 had troubles to calculate everything, and here Leela C0 tried to move g4. Now comes really the monstrous attack here by Stockfish. D takes e6. After g takes f3, queen takes bishop to g6, pardon me, first king to f8, and now queen takes f3. We have now a really great attack on the f file. This pawn is hanging. This pawn is really also participating in the attack in the game. Queen to f6 is really a must move here by Leela C0, but now knight to d5. Again, this knight comes very actively into the game. Queen to d4 ideas are not so dangerous. We can simply escape with our king. So in the game, Leela C0 tried queen takes g6, but now bishop takes f4, and it's already a lost position here for black, because here Stockfish has, after bishop takes e6, this tactics to open the f file, bishop takes h6. Even if you take here bishop takes f4, it doesn't bring you so much, because the queen and rook battery is simply too much to handle here. Wherever you go, let's see, king to e8, it's met with queen to f8, checkmate. If you try king to g7, then queen to f8, followed with rook to f7, again, it's game over. So that's why here Leela C0, as I said, tried bishop to e6, but now after bishop takes h6, the discovered attack, you have to go back with your king, but now knight to f4. Again, a great move by Stockfish, the fork on the bishop and the queen. Queen takes h6, and now knight takes e6. Again, you cannot take queen takes e6. It's not a possibility, because rook to e1 or even queen to f8. Many possible sidelines here for white to win the game. So that's why after the move knight to e6, knight to e7 was played. But now knight to c7, the fork on the king and the rook. We have a king to d7, and now knight to a8. Taking the rook, rook takes a8, and now b4. Very nice move here by Stockfish to deflect this knight from the defense of this pawn on b7, to sneak in with the queen, and also, of course, threaten to take the rook on a8. So that's why knight to c6, and again b5. Here knight to d8 was played, and now rook to e1. This rook comes very active into the game. Although you have two good defensive pieces, two knights in front of the king, still this king is so endangered. The rook and queen battery is also creating so much pressure in the game. Rook to c8 was played, but now queen to g4. We're attacking simply the light squares. Here knight to e6 has to be played, but now rook to f7. Both of these knights are pinned. There are still these possibilities to get our queen somewhere here to attack the king from the queen side. In the game, rook to c2 was played, and now queen to f3. Here we have queen to g5. Threatening also some attacking possibilities here on g2, but here Stockfish plays a very nice move, queen to e4. You have to protect now somehow this knight. First, Leela C0 tried queen to c5, king to h1, not a problem, but now queen to c4, and here Stockfish simply takes this very important pawn. Queen takes b7, queen to c7, but now again queen to d5 you cannot of course take, because of this pin by the rook on the knight. Here queen to c4 was played, but now Stockfish finds again a brutal tactic. You can pause the video and try to find the winning sequence here. It's a lost game for black. Take your time, take a couple seconds. It's really a great tactic. Okay, I hope that you found this move. Of course, it's rook takes e7 after king takes e7. Now rook takes e6 because the queen is covering, of course, the e6 square. We have a king to f8, and now we have this checkmate pattern combined with the rook and the queen. The king is checkmated here after the move queen to h5. So great and brutal attack again by Stockfish, again in the king's gambit. It's really incredible how Stockfish handles this tactical opening with great tactical calculations and really this great sidelines. As I said, it's really hard to analyze also these games because my Stockfish engine is going up and down. It's not even sure if that's a good line, if that's a bad line. But okay, I've tried to analyze this game. As I said, no, I cannot really analyze all of the possible sidelines, but I think that after this move e6, maybe this idea knight to e7 to protect somehow could maybe help out black in order to maybe get out of this tactical mess. But okay, Stockfish again played really brutal attack, and I hope that you enjoy this game. If you want to see more games like this, check out my other commented chess games played by computers. Here's the link. And if you want to see the best chess games played by humans, check out my best chess games of all time series. And if you want to see the commented chess games that I've analyzed some current games from some current tournaments, here's also the link. And you can also subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Thanks you for watching, guys, and chess is the best, of course.